Okay guys, so had a lot of requests here on my skinning machine, station, everything here. So I'm gonna do a quick video on the setup I've got here. Not saying that this is the best setup or the prettiest or anything, but you know, this is a setup that worked for me. I built this setup my second year I trapped. First year I skinned 169 coons there and skinned them all out by hand, and after that I decided I was going to build me something that was a little bit more efficient. So anyway, I built it and I've modified it a little bit, you know, over the years, and this is what I've come up with. You know, I skin hundreds of pellets a year on it, and it works good for me. So you know, we're just going to go over it and just kind of fill you in on how everything is. So alright, so got my little skinning station here. Got my table here. It's got all my tools on it, real nice and close. Got good lighting right over top of the skinning machine here. And what I've got here is a machine that I built, and like I said, it's not real pretty, but it works great. Basically, what I've got is the main post here, you can see, goes up to my ceiling. The main structure here is made out of the same material that street signs are made out of. I've got it bolted to my workbench here in 2 points, right here and then right down below there. So I guess if you know, you could say it's semi-portable. I mean, if a guy wanted to take it down at the end of season or whatnot, you know, do it that way. Anyway, basically the setup is I've got my upright, I've got my skinning base here, and then up high is my arm there that my cable attaches to. Now you'll notice what that is just, it's just 3/4 inch rebar, and I prefer that over having a pulley attached directly to the ceiling, just because whenever I pull on a critter, that arch right there will actually flex. It won't bend, but it'll flex, and I find that very, very beneficial when pulling critters. You know, it's not just a solid pull, and that's from experience. I've had critters that'll rip because you get too solid. That'll actually flex, and there's a little bit of give in it. So anyway, we'll come down here to the base part. It's like a lot of bases out there. Basically, I've come off and I've triangulated everything for strength. Now, the base itself right here is made out of 1-inch square tubing, and then this is 3/4 inch solid stock cold roll with 3/4 inch ID pipe, and I've welded a cap on it, and that allows this to swivel as I need to work. My vice grip set up here. Vice grips. This is 3/4 inch pipe that I've cut and welded. I find that I like it better than the rebar some people use, just because you're pinching from 2 points whenever you clamp this down, and very rarely, hardly ever, you know, I skin all the way up the foot on the critters. You've got a good pad, you'll never have it pull through. Okay, now like many people, I'm limited on space, and also the way this machine is set up, I like to skin coons, and I mainly skin coons on this machine. But I like to skin a coon, and I like to be able to work at his head about chest level. So that is the reason for the height that this is placed. Whenever my coon is pulled up, its head is about chest level with me, and that's the height I like to work with. I don't want this down to the ground, because then I would be kneeling over working with the head. Now, that being said, whenever I pull a coyote, I need that extra pull. So what I did here was I simply have a pin here, and whenever I skin coyotes, I can just pull this pin right here, and the whole thing drops down. I've got a hole right here. I can just put that pin back in, and I've still got all my swivel. So that's the way that works. I know I'm going to get questions on this, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pin this back up, and I'm going to take some measurements for you guys. Let's see here. As far as the distance between my vice grips center to center is a foot, and in the up position here, the vice grips are about 22 inches off the ground, and it works great for me. Now then, we'll move to my hanging apparatus here. You've seen this. This is where I hang all the feet of the critters to make the initial opening cuts and everything. It's just a welding clamp that I've welded the same pipe to. I've got 3/4 inch run up to sleeves here, and I can just, after I make the initial cut, I can hook the critter to my gamble and just sling that out of the way. Okay, as far as the winch system goes, it's just a standard 12 volt. It's like a 4-wheeler winch. I've got it rigged up to a hand control. I prefer the hand control over the foot control. It's run down, and I've got a battery under my workbench here that I leave a trickle charger hooked up to all season. Okay, as said, my arch point, I've got my pulleys running up, and then you want to make sure, of course, that everything is out and in straight line. That way you're pulling straight on your critters. Back to the gambrels I use. This is the gambrel that I'll pull coons with. It's a homemade gambrel. You know, you just 2 hooks right through the Achilles tendons. I'll go ahead and measure it for you guys. I know I'll get questions if I don't. And that is, we got 9 inches. 9 inches from hook to hook. Now I've got a quick hook on this here. I can disconnect it very easily, and then I've got a separate gambrel that I use to pull coyotes with here. You know, it's a little wider for the bigger critters, and it's a foot from point to point. So, like I said, it's not the prettiest thing in the world. I've modified it, you know, over the years, but it works for me. It's simple. You know, I don't have much in it. Besides the cost of the winch, you know, and my labor, you know, the 3 pairs of vice grips cost the most. So, I hope that explains a few things. I had quite a few requests on if I could do a video. I hope this clears a few things up. If you have any questions, comment, and I'll try to get back with you, you know, and answer all your questions. Like I said, it's not the prettiest thing in the world. I'm not trying to brag on it. It's what works for me, and like I said, I'm just answering requests. So hope this video cleared things up, and thank you for your time, and happy trapping, guys.